Hello students, I am Anuradha Kadam and today we are going to see 8th chapter of 6th Science Body Movement. In this chapter we will see the different movements in our body as well as the other animals. So let's see. Hello students, you just sit quiet, absolutely still and just observe the movements which are taking place in our body. So you must be blinking your eyes time to time. Observe the movement in your body as you breathe. There are so many movements that happen in our bodies. When you are writing in your notebook, which part of the body are you moving? Or when you turn and look at your friends, different parts of your body move while you remain at the same place. In these examples, you also move from one place to other. You get up and go to your teacher, or when your PT period is there, you are going on a ground and you are playing, or when school will over, you are going to your homes. So you walk, run, skip, jump and move from place to place. So we have to see in this chapter the how animals move from place to place and the body parts or the organs or the different bones which are used for this movement. So in this chapter we have to see the different locomotions of the animals. What are the importance of this locomotion? What is the skeleton and its part? And yes, the important joints and their types. Similarly, we have to see some muscular systems and locomotion in different animals. So let's start with first of all the locomotion. First of all we will just see what is exactly the locomotion. Locomotion means moving or we are changing our place from one to other or moving from one place to another. This is known as the locomotion. For this purpose we the human beings we are using legs. Cow they are using legs and they are walking. Snakes if you consider, so they are using their whole body. Correct, they are using their whole body and they are moving. They are actually the whole body is used for moving. Birds if you consider, so they are using their wings and they are flying and moving, changing their place from one place to another. So walking, running, flying, jumping, creeping, swimming, so these are the ways which animals are using for moving from one place to another. There are so many differences in the way the animals move from one place to another. So we have to find out the reasons why some animals walk, why some animals move. So all these things we are going to see in this chapter. Now first we will see the human skeleton system. Whenever we are considering the human skeleton system, so actually it is the combination or it comprises of the skull, backbone, rib cage, limb bone and the girdles. So the framework of all these is known as the skeleton. Okay, means all these bones when they are joined together with the different joints, then there is the human skeleton system. One important thing, the human skeleton is composed of around 305 bones at birth. How many bones are there? 305 bones at birth. The number of bones in the skeleton changes with the age. It decreases to 206 bones by adulthood after some bones have fused together. Okay, so when we become adults, so at that time the number of bones are 206. See how many bones are there in our body. Okay, now we will see one by one the human skeleton system. So as here indicated, So we are able to see the parts like the skull, ribs, spine, pelvic, tibia, fibula, femur, ulna, radius and the humerus. So all these are the parts of the human skeleton system. Now this is the skull. I am showing you the slides. Afterward we are going to learn these joints and all those in detail. So if you are able to see here, some wavy structure is there. Okay. So these are the two different skull parts are there. They are combinedly known as the skull. Here the lower jaw is there, and if you consider the skull, so only this part, means this lower jaw is only able to move. Okay. So you are able to see here the cranium. Okay. So this is the hard part of the skull. All these small parts, they are attached to each other, and the skull is there. You are able to see the hole for the eyes, okay, for the nose, teeth you are able to see, and the lower jaw only we are able to move. If you are putting your finger means near to where our lower jaw is joined, so here you are able to see the movement. When we are talking, only our lower jaw is moving. So this is the backbone. So the backbone is also known as a spine. So there are the number of vertebrae are there, and the cartilage. Okay, cartilage is the smooth or the slither bones are there. Okay, so these number of vertebrae are there. Again we are going to learn in detail this backbone. This is the rib cage. So this rib cage is nothing but the ring like structure. Here the ring like bones are there, and these bones are actually they are protecting the heart or the lungs or the stomach. Okay, some parts of the which delicate parts of our body is get protected by this rib cage. So these are the limbs. You are aware, we have seen previously in previous standard also, maybe you have seen. So if you see in detail, so this is just see the carpels are there, then radius, ulna, two bones are there if you are able to identify. Okay, so these are the radius, ulna, then femur. Okay, so in this way these limbs are there. You just able to just see this one more important thing. So this is the hind limb, and this is the forelimb, means hand and the legs. Okay, this is very important. Limbs means both. Okay, forelimb and hind limb. So this is the forelimb, and this one is the hind limb. You are able to see. Okay. Now the most one of the important, that is the shoulder girdle. See, this is the collar bone is there, and the shoulder girdle humerus is get attached with this shoulder girdle. Now the hip girdle, or it is also known as the pelvic girdle. So in the hip, as we have to see this is the part of the backbone which we have seen. It is attached with the hip girdle, and downside two holes you are able to see. There are the two then ball and socket joints are there, means the leg part of our, okay, it is situated there only, by which we are able to move it, means we are able to rotate it. Now we will start with our joints. Okay, so as bones are there, with only bones we are not able to move. Okay, two bones are there, but two bones separately there is no any kind of use. So to joint these bones, a separate special bones are there. They are known as the joints. Okay, as suppose in our water pipeline is there, so sometime so many time we are using the joints, and we are making that two pipelines together. So in this way these bones are attached with the different joints. ends of bones forming a joint is lined with a layer of tough and elastic tissue which is called as the cartilage. See why this cartilage are like the bone, but they are not hard as the bones, okay, because they are having the elastic tissues. So they are known as this. So they are different from the bone. They are known as the cartilage. What is the function of the cartilage? So it helps to reduce the friction between the bones during the movement. We are doing different kinds of movements, and at that time our bones are they get rub, okay, over each other. So to reduce this friction, the cartilage is useful. It is also present in the part of our upper part of ear and the front part of nose. If you just touch your ear from the down to up, you are getting it becomes hard. Upper side it is little bit more hard than our ear lobes. So why they are hard? Because there is the presence of the cartilage. If cartilage is not present, so they will be miss that much as that shape we are not getting to our ears, okay. It should be like like our the lobe is there downside, it should be like that. So in this way this cartilage is present in the ear as well as the front part of our nose. If you consider, if you just touch your front nose and you just move it, so you are able to move means you are able to feel the hardness of that bone. So that is the cartilage. Actually it is not the bone, it is the cartilage. Yes. Now see, there are the three types of joint: movable or immovable or fixed, slightly movable and freely movable. Okay, three types of joints are there: movable, immovable and slightly movable. One by one we are going to see. So the first is the fixed joint. So whenever we are consider the fixed joint, so the some joints between the bones in our head are different from those we have seen previously as the bones which we are able to move. Okay, so the joints which we are not able to move means in a skull you are able to see with the arrow it is shown the fixed joint, means these two bones are there, they are joined but they are not able to move, so they are known as the fixed joint. Okay, so whenever we are opening our mouth wider, so you can move your only lower jaw away from your head, isn't it? So if you try to move your upper jaw, is it possible? Obviously not, because our upper jaw and the rest of the head, which is a fixed joint. Slightly movable joint. Whenever we are considering slightly movable joint, so there is an example of the vertebra, okay, or the backbone. So see, if you touch your their toes without bending their knees, so just if you just starting from the neck, just move your finger downwards on the back of your friend. Okay, so you feel the backbone. Actually, it is made of the small bones which is called as the vertebra. This backbone consists of the 33 vertebrae. The rib cage is joined to these bones and the backbone was made up only one long bone. Okay, and if you tell to your friend just bend, so we are able to bend but not we are do what we can say any movement, or we are not able to rotate. So we are these bones, with this help of bone we are able to move slightly. Okay, so here you are able to see these vertebrae are there. How many vertebrae are there? 33 vertebrae are there, and the rib cage is actually joined to these bone. Whenever we are considering the rib cage, at that time you will get these rib cage bones are attached to this. So here you are able to see the ligaments are there. So these ligaments actually means, here see how many bones, 33, but that 33 bones are attached with each other with the ligaments. Okay, so the ligaments are the muscular small tissues are there. They are means binding the two bones together. So there is the ligaments which hold these different 33 bones together. Now see this this disc like structure is there. So these discs can be squashed a little to allow the movement. Means whenever we are turning our body, okay, from our means with the help, suppose you are able to move your head, okay, so we are able to bend down. We are able to bend, means we are, whenever you are doing Surya Namaskar, at that time what we are doing, we are able to bend upside, means front side as well as the back side. But we are not, means we are trying to do back, we were trying to go more and more back, but at a certain step we are not able to move more than that. Okay, so the next joint is very important, that is ball and socket joint. So this ball and socket joint gets situated in the arms. So this round end of one bone is fit into the cavity, okay, which is a hollow space. Cavity is nothing but the hollow space of the other bone. And such joints allows the movement in all directions. So yes, it is like the ball, okay, here it is shown, it is like the ball. Okay, and another is the socket, means it is the cavity. So it is moving in the socket. So it is, the name is given as the ball and socket joint. So yes, it is in our shoulder as well as our hip, means our hands and our legs, they are attached to this skeleton with this ball and socket joint. Because of that only we are able to move our hand, or we are able to rotate our hand round and round. Okay, so where are these two joints we are able to see? At the hip, where our legs are, means our thigh bone, leg means our thigh bone is attached to this hip bone. Here you are able to see, okay, that this bone is like the ball like structure which is go in cavity and it is rotate itself. So in this way this ball and socket joint is there. Now the hinge joint. So you are aware the hinges in the door, okay, if you observe the hinges in the door, so you just able to move the door back and fro. Like this, you just observe the movement in your elbow, means just try to stretch your hand. How much you are able to stretch? Yes, up to 180 degree. 180 degree means in a straight line we are able to stretch, correct? But after that downside we are not able to bend. We can take near to our shoulder and we can stretch out with the 180 degree. But more than that we are not able to move this bone. So these hinge joints are means like the hinges in the door. So yes, the different forms of the hinges are there, but some rotating hinges are also present. But this hinge is the typical hinge. Okay, in the elbow has the hinge joint that allows only a back and fro movement. And if you think some other examples, so yes, in our knees also there is a hinge joint, actually by which only we are able to move our legs only in up to 180 degree. More than that you are not able to move your leg. Now the pivotal joint or pivot joint. So the joint where your neck join the head is a pivot joint, which allows us to bend our head forward, backward, and turn the head to our right or left. So you just try the movements, and this movement is little bit different from those of our arm, which can rotate completely in the circle as it's the ball and socket joint. But yes, we can move our head, we can just take it back, take it through, and little bit rotate also. So this is the pivot joint or pivotal joint. So here you are able to see, we are able to move the joint, move the head, okay, or move the skull to right and left. Now the gliding joint. So you are if you see the bones of our hand, okay, so these bones of our palm, you are able to not observe, but you are able to feel so many bones are present. Okay, just here you are able to see in that round, okay, in the circle there is given the bone, or the arrangement of the bones in our, yes, correct, means ankle is there, tarsals are there. So these bones are attached with each other. So these small bones are there. Small bones are called as the carpals. Okay, they are called as the carpals. So whenever you are bending your fingers, you are able to bend them at every joint. If you see, just try to check how many bones does your middle finger have, and feel the back of your palm. So it seems actually it contain, or it have many bones, isn't it? And is your wrist is flexible? Yes, it is also made up of the several small bone, which is called as the carpals. So actually what will happen if it has only one bone? We are able to pick up something. We are able to move our fingers. No, how we could move our fingers?